I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things.
Hello and good morning, it's me, 𝙒𝙚𝙚𝙤𝙚. We're in the Sim Shack. It is Thursday 23rd, and as you can tell from my very electric start, I haven't had a lot of sleep. I tried to stay up till 4 a.m. this morning so that I could start streaming when the embargo ended at 4 a.m. UK time. I made it to about 3 o'clock and then I was just so tired I had to go to sleep. So I've had maybe 4 or 5 hours sleep, and I'm not really quite with it yet. Got myself a cup of coffee to try and help things go a little bit more smoothly. Today is Ships at Sea launch. I think it's launching in about 2 hours from now. It's going to launch in early access. If you haven't watched my review or any of my videos, I urge you to go and do that before you buy the game, because I would hate for anyone to think that this is going to be a completely polished and perfectly working game just from the off, because it really isn't. That's not necessarily a bad thing, because the groundwork that's been done and what the features that they've added here are really exciting, and this game has massive potential. But right now it is in early access, and we're talking crashing to desktop, games not saving properly, a whole host of bugs, and as they fix and improve and add new things, it may break other stuff. So just be aware of that before you jump into this game. But the good stuff is, I think, outweighs all of the negative stuff, and it makes this game a really exciting proposition. So I'm going to jump into it today. I'm going to kind of speed my way through and start a fishing company from scratch, from nothing. And if there's anything you want to see or any questions you have, then just please ask, and I'll be happy to tell you what I know. Okay, let's just take 2 seconds and listen to that fantastic audio in the background. Got the lovely waves, we've got the seagulls, we've got the creaking of the boats. I'm feeling very excited about this game. Right, so having spent probably about 35-48 hours working on a career in this game, sort of testing everything out, trying to find bugs, reporting back to the devs, etc, 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 they released a massive update last night, around about midnight I think it was. No, it was a bit earlier than that, which totally breaks any previous game save that you have. So basically we're all starting from scratch. Now there is a quote-unquote content creators game save file with loads of money, and you know, you can skip right to the big boats and whatnot. I haven't got that, so I'm going to have to do things proper. But to be fair, I'd rather do things properly anyway. So let's jump into career. I am going to skip the tutorial. The tutorial takes you out on the rowboat, shows you a few little new things that are in the game. They're kind of cool, but it takes about half an hour and I really haven't got time for it. At the moment, the rowboat is a bit of a gimmick. It doesn't really do much. Once you've gone past the tutorial, it's pretty much useless. Now, moving on in time in the future, I think the rowboat could be a fantastic feature in this game, but right now it isn't at all. Good morning, 𝙒𝙚𝙚𝙚. How are you? Shame those sounds disappear once at sea. Morning. I'm driving, so listening in. Sorry, you're going to have to forgive my half asleep brain this morning. Yes, that more can be done with the audio. I learnt a long time ago that in the world of simulation, audio is probably the most important thing. Even if the graphics are blocky and crap, if the audio is realistic, it just makes you feel like you're there. So there's more could be done with that, absolutely. There's more that could be done with everything in this game, and the devs seem really open and really positive and really excited to make the best game they can. So yeah, you know, give this game 12 months, 18 months, maybe 2 years. Oh, I can't even begin to imagine what this game could be if they develop it long term, and I hope they do. Right, let's jump in. We're going to skip the tutorial, straight into a new career. That should give us 50k in the bank and a little rowboat, which we're not going to use. We can't, well, technically we can sell the rowboat, but we don't get any money for it, so it's pointless. And the game can crash a lot. Very quickly, male or female. And then I think there's like 8 different outfits. So there's fisherman 1, 2, 3, 4. Dock worker 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. That's our options. Let's go with this one today. Just change it up. I'll take the hat off because I don't really like the hat. But pretty much, I think every time I reload the game, the hat goes back on. So that's just one example of the early access element of it. I am running now. Bearing in mind, I've got a 4K monitor and 3 2K monitors, so my graphics card is working its arse off to run all of these pixels. So I've got the game running in medium, and to be honest with you, I think it looks pretty good in medium. I don't think it looks bad at all, and it gets me pretty solid 60 FPS whilst recording, so, and streaming as it is at the moment. So I'm quite happy to leave it there, but you can push the graphics up to ultra, and I think I was probably getting about, not a solid 30 FPS, but, you know, sort of around that area. So, definitely that's something that's going to be worked on over time. Performance improvements, and the lighting is another thing that's going to be dealt with later on, because they want to do it once, not like repeatedly. But it looks okay. It looks pretty good. It's playable in my eyes. Right, there's our little rowboat, our little Romeo over there. We're not going to use him today. We are going to instead streamline our process completely. So we need a hook for fishing, and I like binoculars, so I'm going to buy them. Bosh, that's a couple of grand I've spent already. We don't really need the flashlights, doesn't get dark enough. The ping me thing is going to come in much later when we've got radar and other such equipment in the boats. But excuse me, for the first boat called Flippy, it just doesn't work, and once you sink it down you never get it back. So it's 40 grand for one use. It's just not worth it right now. We don't need any of this stuff. Smolt, that's for when you own your own fish farm, and then this is the fish food to feed your fish in the fish farm. So we don't need anything else from the shop right now. If I just press I, you can see in the inventory I've got a hook and the binoculars. If I close it down and press 2, that's what brings that up. X puts it away. B brings up the binoculars. And that's pretty much that. So we're going to go into the office, we're going to go to the bank, and we're going to take as much money out as we can. 50k over 8 months. We could do that 3 times. That's 198,000 in the bank. We're going to go to services, and we're going to go to 5 free towings to the closest port. That's 3 grand per month. Works out at 35,000 per year. That's well worth it, because you can spend 35 grand on a single return, or 17 grand if you're close to shore. So yeah, for that money, when you're starting out, very much worthwhile investment. I should really get insurance as well, but we can't quite afford it right now. So we're going to come in, and I'm going to skip the first boat, which is this one, the roster, the cargo boat, and instead I'm going to buy Flippy, who's a fishing boat. Okay, so in order to do long line fishing, you need to buy the long line rig. You can see it just pops this little motor on here, so that's now ready to go. Maintenance is dealt with here. Always keep your ship up to 100%, because it doesn't take a lot of damage to sink these things, and once they're sunk, they're gone. It's not like if you get damage down to 0, it starts sinking, and then it sinks, it just gone. As soon as it hits 0%, you've lost your boat. And if you've got insurance, you get some of the money back, but not all the money back. So just bear that in mind. Lots of upgrades. At some point, we're going to have to do the fuel upgrade if we want to get out to where the really big fish are. Excuse me. the throttle and the steering wheel are just cosmetic. The engine, now I've tested this, and I think it gives you greater acceleration, and maybe when you're going through the waves, it helps you stay on course a bit longer, because at the moment we've got no autopilot. That doesn't exist in the game right now. So everything, excuse me, everything is manual. So I think it's like 100 and... No, how much is the engine here? Only 30 grand. Okay, that's not so bad. That used to be a lot more, I think. But I don't think it really does very much. The propeller, on the other hand, doubles your top speed and doesn't use any extra fuel. So that's really useful. Absolutely essential if we want to get out there to the fish and back again. Right, so we've got 79,000 left in the bank. I'm going to go all the way down to the fishery, down at the end of the harbour. And we're going to grab all the bits and bobs that we need. I have got the flippy out, haven't I? Yes. I'm going to grab all the bits and bobs that we need to go longline fishing. And we're just going to head straight out there. First thing we're going to do, right from the get-go, longline fishing. Hope for the best. Now, the game is very unstable. Oh my God, is it unstable? So there's a good chance that we'll get... I'm going to buy the big one here, just so I've definitely got enough. Oh God, what did I just buy there? Krill. I didn't want krill. I wanted shrimp, so I'm going cod. Cod fishing. Right, there's money wasted. That's a good start. Right. I'm trying to do this too quickly. Let's get 2,500 lines. How many of these can I afford? Damn it, I can only get 2 now. Fair enough. We'll take 2. That leaves me 24,000. Gamer to Glove, thank you very much for the follow. Thank you, thank you. Welcome, hello. Okay, so I've got the bait, I've got the long line, and I've got a bit of extra bait, which I didn't mean to buy, but never mind. We'll try one of each. Why not? Who knows what happens? We can mix it up a bit. As long as we're catching fish, the money is good. Having said that, this is very important. A couple of things. First thing is skill tree. Now you get 1 skill point to begin with, and if you want to go fishing right from the get-go, you've got to pick the longliner upgrade. So I'm going to acquire that skill. But eco driving is also important. Each level of eco driving is 10%. So this uses 10% less fuel, 20% less fuel, 30% less fuel. If you want to get out to the fish and back, you kind of need to be eco driving 2 or better. Unless you've got the fuel upgrade. But we won't be able to get that until we come back with the fish. But as I was saying, before I interrupted myself, the game is very unstable. So we may get to the point where we pull in a fantastic haul and we're heading back and we're going to make lots of money and they're all gone. And that can happen at any time at the moment. So just be aware of that. It is a bit of a pain in the bum. In addition to that, over here in fishing, if we come down to fish types, we do have a period of time that you can fish. So you can fish for cod between September and April, so we're okay at the moment. But some of these fish you cannot pull in, or I've got a theory that there's a bug in the game where, let's say catfish, you can't fish for catfish this month. So when a catfish comes up on your line, you can't grab it. You just cannot grab it. You'll see this later, hopefully. I think that's what's happening. I'm not 100% sure. But any which way, Milkshake, thank you very much for the follow. Any which way that this is currently happening, if you're trying to sell the fish outside of the season, you won't be able to. So just bear that in mind. Don't go hunting for cod if it's not in cod season, because you're going to get yourself into all sorts of trouble. Right, I've got 24,000 left. I'm thinking maybe... Okay, you can see we've got 2 buckets on there. Should be good enough. Right, let me just double check I've got everything. Skill tree. Did I click this? Longliner. Yes, we can now fish longline. Right, we've got the insurance. Good. We are good to go. So, I'm going to save the game at this moment in time. These are my old game saves. None of these work anymore. So I'm just going to save over the top of all of them because none of them work. And we'll be starting from this point on. Right. If you don't know how to bait up your buckets, you bring up your bait. Now I've just got to check which one is which. So krill is that one, and I want shrimp. So you can see here that oh, actually they've changed it. They've just done an update. So we've got a little bag now with nothing on it, interestingly. So how do I know which one is which? Okay, I don't know which one is which. So what used to happen was a little square would come up, a little placeholder, and it would have the picture of the fish or the bait on it, so at least you knew what it was. It looked terrible, but at least you knew which one was which. But now they've swapped it to a bag with no picture on, so I don't know which one is which. So that's going to be fun. Am I playing on controller or keyboard? I am playing on keyboard and mouse. I find it a lot easier to play on keyboard and mouse. Game of two gloves, sorry. The controller support at the moment is minimal at best and buggy, and it changes all the time. So if you're gonna play with a controller, it's doable, but honestly I find the keyboard and mouse works a bit better. Did the net fishing stuff get fixed yet? In one of my vids I mentioned it being buggy. The net... okay, so I ran into a bug with... it wasn't really a bug. They updated the game, a massive patch, but in doing so, they broke everybody's game save files. So I kind of got stuck in a rut where I couldn't get past a certain place. So I haven't been able to test all the boats out yet. I did mention earlier that there is floating around a game save file with unlimited money, so you can buy any boat you want, and I know a lot of the YouTubers are using that. I haven't got that file, and to be honest with you, I kind of feel like that's cheating. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. Doesn't really matter. I haven't got that file, so I'm going to have to do it properly from the beginning. So anyway, back to what we were doing. Bring up your bait, whatever the hell it is, and look at the old bucket and press E. That looks... I don't know if that's right or not. But anyway, they're now baited and they're ready to go. Press X to put it away, E to pick up the bucket, and then you just pop it on the back here. And that's it. That's ready to go. All right. So if we bring up the map, you can see this map is being replaced, apparently. So I've been told. I don't know if that's 100% certain or not. We've now got the name of places on here, which is a huge improvement, because for the last couple of weeks, no one has had any idea where we've been going. So that it's been a lot of fun trying to figure it all out on your own. But now we've got names of places. That really helps a lot. And we're going to head down here to this fish habitat. It's not the best place for cod fishing, but it's the closest place we can reach. Milkshake. Do you know, I asked the same question. Are those oars for when you run out of fuel? It makes no sense that there be oars on this boat at all. There's no way, I don't think, you'd be able to row a boat of this size back on your own. But yeah, I asked the same question. Why are they there? I haven't got an answer for you, I'm afraid. Although all I can tell you is that last week they were all white. So they had no colour or shading on them, and now they do. So maybe they are a thing, but not yet. Not yet. At the moment, they're just a visual thing. Right, so we are going to not do that. Oh, this is awful, by the way. They're going to totally fix how this works, because it's not very good at the moment. But it just about works. So we press left click to place these old flags down. Right click to move the map, and we should... You can't go over land. Oh, he says, doing it immediately. You can't go over land. You see it's red. It will block you from doing it. But sometimes it will block you anyway. So, like, there's no land in front of me there, I don't think. Maybe if I just move this one slightly further forward. There we go. Now it'll do it. There we go. So it tells you what the distance between that flag and that flag are. But removing them is a nightmare because you literally have to click on each one and delete each one. So there's a lot that could be improved on that. But that's where we're heading, all the way down there. And whether or not we can get there and get back, not going to be easy. Because the fuel, at least, the fuel before the last patch, which this is the first time I've looked at it, the new patch. The fuel consumption was so aggressive that we would have been out of fuel before we even reached our location. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I tend to drive and play in first-person view. If you guys want to watch some external stuff, just let me know and we'll sort of flick between the two. You can see that the buoyancy of the boat is quite nice. I think maybe a bit more tweaking needs to be done on the splashback or whatever you call it. That can be improved and look a bit better. But I tell you what, it's the best implementation of waves that I've seen in any of the 3 games. So I'm very excited about that. Easier than almost falling into the water. Their older games had a button to remove all flags. Yeah. Absolutely, that's one of the features I've asked for is exactly that, a button to remove all. I think it's going to be done. You prefer first, that's fine. More immersion, absolutely, although you do get beached more often due to it. I tell you what, this game, this map, I don't really say it, I want to say it's a 1-to-1 scale recreation of the actual area that's supposed to be covering. I think that's accurate, but I've got no official confirmation to back that statement up. But I believe it's 1-to-1 scale, which means that there are a lot, and I do mean a lot, of nasty little rocks and little islands and shallows that you just can't see until you hit them. So you've got to be really careful out here, which is great. I mean, that adds so much to the game, in my opinion. Good morning, Spike. Fish faster, damn it. Absolutely. The amount of times... This is Spike, by the way. If anyone doesn't know Spike, you obviously don't know my channel very much. But Spike and I have been out doing a lot of fishing. Well, I say a lot of fishing. We've gone out to fish many times, and we've made it back maybe twice because the game bugs and crashes and such. But... yes, good morning to you, Spike. How are you? You thought it was a placeholder map that we're playing on? Yeah, that's what I've been told, Spike. That is what that's what we've heard in the grapevine. But I haven't heard it officially from Misk Games. It came via one of the other streamers, so I don't know what's going to happen with the map. Maybe it's going to be updated. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's all a red herring. Who knows? Just one quick thing, I'm going to mention it just once, I'm not going to go on about it, but the lighting in the game is not finalised, and if you're looking at this and thinking, well, that looks pretty good, what are you moaning about, you silly old git? If I just bring the camera up, you can see how oversaturated everything gets. And this is, you'll see this happening when the moonlight is out, and there's a few other times that it just completely oversaturates itself. So just bear that in mind. It is going to be worked on. It's not the final product. But even, you know, even though it's not finalised, I think it looks pretty good. I like it. There's a lot to like in here. There's a lot that doesn't work. If I turn that light on, for example, you wouldn't notice any difference. But early access, guys. Early access. Yeah, that's right, Spike. We hardly ever made it back, did we? We got the lines down quite a few times, and I even caught a few fish, but yeah, and neither of us made it back in multiplayer. Bit of a nightmare. That is the nature of early access, guys. That is the state that we're in. What are those tiny screens for? Good question. So the one on the left here is the autopilot, which doesn't work at the moment. I don't think any of the buttons do or anything. So that does absolutely nothing at all. These are the binoculars I bought. You won't see those. Oh, hello. Nearly banged into that. The binoculars will only be visible if you've bought the binoculars. So I have, which is why they're there. Let me just get around this without hitting it. Oh, that's awfully close. The one on the right is the sonar. Now, if you look in the bottom left-hand corner where the map is, if I press K, that switches between map and sonar. And if you press J, you'll see that the sonar comes on the screen and also on the map. So what I tend to do is keep the map on the map and just press J to turn the sonar on and off. Nice little feature. If you come over here to the sonar and press E, let's turn it down first. So you can turn the brightness right down so you can't see it at all, or you can turn it right up so you can actually see it. And you've also got a zoom in and a zoom out button somewhere. Well, you did have. There it is. Just switches between those two. And basically, you'll see this pretty soon when we get closer to this lot. If you're in the cockpit and you've got the sonar on, this single fish habitat will split up into different fish shoals, if you will. And those shoals will be moving around the map the whole time. They're not static anymore. They're always moving all over the place. But this is sort of the general area where they will be. But you'll see with the sonar on, it will expand. And then hopefully on the sonar on the screen on the right, we will see little fishies popping up at different depths. And based on the image, which is very difficult to see, and the depth that they're at, you will know what fish are available there. And I think if you right click on the mouse, they've added this really cool new zoom feature which really helps. So that's what that does. Got your compass over here on the right. You've got your engine key here to start and stop the engine. Obviously this is the throttle and this is the wheel. You've got your fuel, then you've got your knots, your current speed, and then you've got the clock here. The clock allows you to skip time, so when we've put the lines down, we've got to leave them for 12 hours. So this will allow us to skip that time rather than needing to sit there and wait for however long. Good morning, Pugs. How are you? How are you? How are you? Here we've got the switches. So these are the running lights. Running lights are the green and the red on the side of the boat. These ones, you can just about see the green one there. If I turn that on, you can see it's now lit up. You can't see the red one, but it's over there. Good way to remember, by the way, if you're ever sort of new to this and you want to know which side is starboard and which side is port, the colour of port is red, and you always pass port to the left. There's like loads of different ways of remembering that, but port is left. Left has 4 letters in it. Port also has 4 letters in it. There's like loads of different things. How fast is the day-night cycle? I can't give you an exact time because I don't know the answer to that, but I would say I think maybe it's a little bit too fast for my personal liking, but it's not terrible. It's not like super fast transition. You can see up in the top right hand corner, it's sort of 1 minute every 10 seconds. I want to say something like that. So it's ticking over at a reasonable pace. You can't change that at the moment. That's fixed. But if you look at the sun, there used to be a bug. I just don't want to hit these things over here. There used to be a bug where the sun would suddenly jump across the screen like that. But I highlighted that to the devs and they appear to have fixed it. So it's now more of a gradual transition. And you'll see it'll drop down below the horizon. It looks fantastic. It looks lovely. No sign of the Aurora Borealis yet, but I'm pretty sure that'll be coming in. You love the automated gauges. You noted in one of my vids they react to swell. Very cool. Yes, they do. Yeah, they bounce around. The fuel one especially can bounce about and stuff, which is nice. Again, a nice little added bonus. I'd really like to see this coiled cable here for the... This is the radio, by the way, if you want to call for... if you run out of fuel or your engine breaks down or something like that, you can call for a support call and they can come and tow you in. Although this technically this doesn't work at the moment, so we have to use this handheld radio. But you know, whatever. It'll be working eventually. I would like this coil to move with the boat. I think that would look awesome. But I mean, it's literally a cosmetic thing. There's no benefit to it whatsoever, other than pleasing my personal tastes, I guess is the best way to put it. What else we got? We got an interior light. Look at the light difference. Yeah. As mentioned, when the light is on, the lighting at the moment is awful. You really cannot tell the difference. Doesn't matter if it's day or night or whatever. It doesn't really work very well. The work light, however, is outside the boat. When you're trying to haul fish in late at night, you can see there's a big light up on the top of the cabin there that sort of shines down over all of this back area. That's quite important. I do think the night light could be darker, but again, it's all a work in progress. The searchlight is obviously on the front of the boat. If I come around here, that's that big round one on the top there, and you can get upgrades for that to make it more powerful. I'm pretty sure you can move it around as well, but I haven't actually managed to get that working yet, but I'm pretty sure I think that's working. And then if it starts raining or it gets really splashy, we have windscreen wipers, but unfortunately the splashes on the window don't seem to be working at the moment for whatever reason. I don't know why, but it will be eventually. Whew. There's a lot going in there. Use starboard, it has an R in it, therefore right. There you go, nice one. I haven't heard that one before, Milkshake. That's a good one. That's new to me. So yeah, that also works, perfect. Wait, I'm using 13 litres per hour. We had it at 0.2 litres, but I do see the fuel is not going down silly fast. Yes, so I've been watching TMNT. Damn it, I can't remember his stream name. Another YouTuber, really nice chap. I'll try and put a link to his channel in the description of this later on. But he's been playing since 4 AM, bless him. I couldn't do it. I couldn't stay up till 4. I tried. I just couldn't do it. But he's been playing since 4 AM, and I don't think his fuel has gone down at all. Now, I know that part of the patch, they changed it from fuel consumption from litres per minute to litres per hour. So the general consensus is they've introduced a bit of a bug, and now fuel never goes down. So whether or not they've patched that, because there was another patch just before I launched today, this morning, so they may have fixed that already. We'll see. Just watch the fuel and see what happens. But Spike is quite correct. For the last 3 weeks, by now, having reached this distance, we would already have used up all of that green bar. If you don't know where I'm looking, bottom right hand corner, you've got fuel consumption, which is the red, orange, yellow and green. Then you've got the knots on the left, and then you've got the direction speed. So you might not be able to see it, but there's like 2 red bars, which means reverse, and then there's like a little dash there, that means neutral, and then you've got the 5 or 6 green bars or whatever there, and then below that you've got the actual boat health, and if you take damage, that will reduce down, and if you get to 0, your boat will sink and you'll never see it again. So bear that in mind, guys. Be careful. And in bad weather, big waves, I tell you what, it's so easy to hit things. It really is a challenge, which is wonderful. After thinking about it, it makes more sense in your native language, does it? It makes sense in English as well. It works really well. Pugs, you have to wait another 2 hours for it to release here in Australia. Yes. So 2 hours time, guys. 2 hours time. So yeah, any questions you've got, please ask. I'm fairly knowledgeable about the game, and anything I don't know, I'll own up to and tell you that I don't know. But yeah, we've been working very hard. Me, Spike and all the other YouTubers trying to find bugs. I tell you what, the game has changed so much in the last 3 weeks, and we've found so many bugs and issues, and they fixed so many bugs and issues. We've all been working super hard. So, you know, just remember that the game is in early access and the devs are working super hard on this, as are all the content creators. You know, we've really been working very hard behind the scenes trying to get this game as good as it could possibly be for release, but it is still early access. There's a lot of work needs to be done. You're gonna have to be patient with this game. That's, you know, it could be a year, it could be 2 years. I'm hoping they take an SCS approach. I'm sorry if I repeat myself, but I really do want them to take an SCS approach and just keep developing this core game for like the next 10, 20 years and just release boat DLCs and location DLCs and paint job DLCs to sort of supplement that development. That's what I'd like to see. And if they do that and they listen to the community, and the community, that's us by the way, get some good feedback and good ideas and good suggestions, this game could be so good. So good. Pugs, thank you so much. $5 thank you for all your hard work. Thank you so much. I wasn't saying it for that reason, but thank you. How big is the map, Anarcho? Excellent question. I don't know. I did say I'd tell you if I don't know. It's I believe it to be 1-to-1 scale. I think we're talking like 22 kilometers or something like that. That's an excellent question. I will find out the answer to that for my next stream. But no, I don't know. What I've been told is this map is a placeholder. It's not the official final map. So it's going to be improved upon, but I don't really know how they can improve on it, because if you open up Rost on Google Maps, I swear to God, it's like 1-to-1. It looks absolutely identical. It's a really good map, and it's big. I mean, it's huge. Put it this way, we're going to the nearest fishing point, and it takes at least half an hour to get there, with a prop upgrade that makes your boat go faster. So, and that's the nearest one. The place is huge. I don't know if it says on Steam, actually. I don't know if anyone can have a quick look. Maybe it says on Steam how big the map is. I'd like to know myself, actually, Anarchos. It's a great question. I just wish I knew the answer to it. You realised Port also has an R in it. It's just less of a piratey R. Yes. You discovered the franchise since North Atlantic, joined it early after its release, and they kept updating it. Also got some DLCs, make me trust that they would do their best to bring this game to a good end, especially seeing this one. They claim wanting to have a long-term project. Yes, that seems to be what they're pushing for, a long-term project. And it needs to be, I think. What they're trying to do... Oh, thank you, Milkshake. 46 kilometres square. So I was half right, in the sense that I said it was 22, which is about half of 46. I don't even believe what I'm saying, honestly. At least I know now. 46 kilometres square. Thank you so much, Milkshake. Much appreciated. Plat 80 is now following. Thank you very much for the follow. Hello and welcome to the stream. Right, let's have a look at the map. Oh, it's not quite happened yet. This fish habitat will explode fairly soon, and we'll be able to see all of the individual fish, the cod, the haddock, the pollock, the catfish, and you'll notice there's an overall thing there. I've never really seen it much past where it is there, but obviously there's a potential that could be full, which means there's going to be a lot more fish. And we're running a 2,500 line long line, but there aren't 2,500 lines that we've got to deal with. Cowboy 10 UK, thank you for the sub. Hello and welcome to the stream. Akla 80, hello. Thank you for joining me on the stream today. So I'm very much hoping we're going to get 2 lines of fish down and get back to shore and sell the fish without the game crashing. There's no guarantee of that. We've just entered the fish habitat, so if I press M now, you can see that the fish habitat has exploded. So catfish are all the way up here, the pollock is there, the haddock is there, and for the first time ever, the cod is round about where we're heading. Normally the cod is all the way down here somewhere, and I hate it because that's what I'm aiming for. But if we drop a line, say here, as we come past the catfish, it's probably long enough to reach all the way down to these three as well. But, and it's not that easy to tell, but they're all moving. This one seems to be moving fastest. Do you see how it's slightly moving across the map? They will move about all over the place. They never ever stop moving, which is great. I think that's a fantastic feature. So you could put like a bit of a gamble and put a line down here and hope that the cod come up this way and catch into your line. But they might just as easily go around this way and sod off over there somewhere, in which case you're not going to catch any. So I think that adds a nice little sort of risk and reward sort of thing to the game. You can, of course, do what me and Spike tend to do, which is literally drive straight at the cod and drop it right on top of them. That seems to work as well. Nice to be here. And Game of the Year, you reckon, 𝙒𝙚𝙤𝙚𝙚? Well, I hope for Misc Games' sake that you're right. I think, obviously, it's an early access game. There's a lot that needs to be changed and fixed and improved. But, yeah, I'd say give it a year. This could be an absolutely fantastic game. It's already very good, even though it's full of bugs and issues. But, yeah, give it time. I think this could be insanely good. Insanely good. I wouldn't even mind seeing sailboats out here. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I'm not sure, because a lot of people obviously have come from fishing North Atlantic or fishing Barents Sea or both. So the primary focus on those two games is fishing. It's all about fishing, whereas this game is all about boats. Ships at sea. So I would love to see a sailboat. I'm not going to push them hard on it because they're already working very hard on what they've got so far. But as I said, you know, if they're going to work on it for 5-10 years and release DLCs, I'd love to see a sailboat. I'd love to sail these waves in this location in a sailboat. That would be, for me, wonderful. That would be awesome. You're fearing that sim games tend to be a bit too niche for Game of the Year. Yeah, maybe so, maybe so, maybe so. But what they've done here, Milkshake, is they've really expanded the... Like I say, it's not... I said it's about ships. It's not even just about ships anymore. The fact that you can get off the boat and walk around really opens up the possibilities of what they could do. Lord only knows where this game could stop. I mean, where the imagination ends, I guess, is the limit of what they could do with this game. Is there an option to turn off markers for where the fish are? You can understand showing markers if a radar has picked them up, but you haven't reached that area yet and the markers are already there. You can. So in the map, if you want to play a bit more hardcore, and I did this for ages, you can turn pretty much everything off. Let me zoom out and I'll show you as I take stuff off. So you turn your boat off. That makes life very difficult. You can turn cargo off, so any cargo jobs you can turn on and off. Fish farms, that's a whole another kettle of fish. I'll show you that later. Fish habitats, that's this lot down here, so they're all gone now. Refuel stations, you can turn them off. Routes, you can get rid of the map. That doesn't mean it's gone, by the way, it's just hidden. Sea markers are these pink things. I mean, at the moment they don't really do very much, but anyway. And when you drop your line, you can show or hide the fishing gear. You'll see that when we drop a line. But yeah, you can turn stuff off on the map. You can make it as hard as you like. There's even a button to hide the HUD. So you can literally have it as realistic as that, with nothing at all, no map. Sod the map. It'd be nice maybe if the GPS came up on one of these screens or something. But yeah, you know, the potential is huge. At the moment, there's a lot of placeholdery stuff, but yeah, there's plenty to do. Radar is not on this boat. I'm not sure if it's coming later, but it may be. There certainly is a radar in the game, but I think it's on the next level of boat. I don't think you can get it for this boat. I'm not 100% sure. You have too many different boat games, including Sailwind. Sailwind is such a wonderful, wonderful game. So you wouldn't mind sailboats either? Yeah, I'd love to see it. Pug says, I worry that this will get review bombed negative because of small bugs. I hope that doesn't happen. Yes. I have released reviews, tutorials, a list of missing features, some unedited gameplay so people can see all the bugs and the issues that we've been facing. I have tried to showcase the game as much as I can in its current state, and my hope is that people will watch those videos before buying the game and know exactly what they're getting for their money. I would hate for this game to get review bombed, but yeah, I think there's a really good chance they're going to get review bombed. Having spent hours and hours and hours fishing only for the game to crash, it's incredibly frustrating and demoralizing. And I'm a reviewer, and I'm in a privileged position that I've got early access to the game, so I can sort of take that on the chin. But if you've paid money for it and that's happening to you, that's a whole different kind of feeling. So yeah, I can understand why people are going to be angry, possibly. Hopefully they'll be understanding that it's an early access title and they'll see the potential that's here. But you know, who knows? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Give it a couple of hours and see what happens. Auto drive. There is no autopilot at the moment. That's going to be added, but it's not there at ATM. 1 hour and you could buy 2, excuse me. Yes, so you may even be here long enough to see me catch some fish. You never know. Can't you turn the sonar into GPS? No. At the moment, the sonar is just sonar. It doesn't do anything else. It's like fishing North Atlantic. Is there fish sonar? Yes, yes. This thing on the right is the fish sonar. Or if I press K, it swaps the map to fish sonar as well. We should have some fish popping up. Look at that. We've gone straight past the catfish and we haven't picked them up. Another thing I've noticed as well is, so the catfish, because of the amount of catfish there are, it may only be a zone that big. Whereas if you get one that's got more green, like the cod or the haddock, so the haddock would be a much bigger circle of fish, depending on the size that's there. Which again, I think is quite cool. It's quite cool. Yes, there is a zoom. If you press a right mouse, and this is a great feature. This wasn't here. Ah, we just got our first fish pop up. Right, so let me just slow the boat down a second. I'm going to go too fast otherwise. Right, now you remember if you've played Fishing North Atlantic or Fishing Barents Sea, that you can only go a certain speed when you're doing stuff like this. That's not in the game at the moment. So in the intentions of speeding things up, I am literally going to drop this and then floor it. But you're not going to be able to do that for very long. So you can just about see the first buoy marker in the water. And we're just going to hit maximum throttle. Away we go. Yeah. Is now following? I think I said your name correctly. Apologies if I did not. Thank you for the follow. So there you go. We're dropping our line into the water. And if you look at the map, you can see the little buoy has dropped down. Now these used to change colour in the previous game. I don't think that happens anymore. TMTC1! Hello buddy, thank you for the follow. I was trying to tell you about a YouTuber earlier. It's TMTC1. TMTC, please do leave a link to your channel in the chat. Hopefully it should go through. I don't think I've blocked that sort of thing. And then people can come and check out what you've been doing today. TMTC1 has been working very hard on delivering goods, so I'm sort of going down the fishing route. He's been doing the delivering route, and again, that's what's so awesome. Thank you for putting that link in there. Go check him out, guys. Awesome YouTuber. definitely underrated. Really nice guy as well. But yeah, he's going down the delivery route. He's sort of keen to be sort of an ETS2 driver on the sea, whereas I kind of like the fishing, so I'm going fishing. But that's what's cool about this game is it can take you in any direction. TMTC, no, it didn't crash again on you, did it? Seriously, you lost it all? Man, I would be spitting feathers for you, mate. That's awful. Awful, awful. Scaff, thank you very much for the cheer. Much appreciated. Sarge, you love the hat. Thank you. I'm wearing it this way because I'm not official captain yet until I successfully bring some fish back. So for now I'm just a barely able seaman. Yeah, it crashed again and saved whilst I was on land and the boat drifted off. Oh my god. This is what you're going to have to put up with, guys. TMTC1's been streaming since 4 AM, I think. And having just earned, I think, 98,000 or something for 3 delivery jobs, the game crashed and cancelled his final delivery. And he was back down to 60,000. And it took him ages to get there. So, awful. Akla, you think it's very cheap for so much work? What, 25 quid? I think it's a reasonable price. I genuinely... Oh, God, look at the pollock. The pollock has disappeared off over there, but the cod and the haddock are in a good place. Genuinely, I think a year from now, 2 years from now, 25 quid for this game is going to be an absolute steal. It's going to be amazing. Today, by Discord, it's exploding in SAS chat. I bet it is. Do you know what? It's been really difficult, and TMTC can probably attest to this. As a content creator, we've been creating all this content for you guys and trying to make as much stuff as we can to try and give you as much information about the game as we can, but we've not been able to show you any of it. And we sort of pop into the chat every now and then. We see how excited you are, and we're like, oh, I want to tell you things about the game, and we can't do it. And it's like, oh, the frustration. We're almost as eager for you to get it as you are to get it, if you know what I mean. We're so eager for you to come and try this out. And I tell you what, if you haven't seen my videos, guys, on YouTube, head over there and take a look at the waves. I've been through a couple of storms, and oh my god, the waves are so much fun. They are absolutely fabulous. They are killer waves, quite literally. 5 meter high waves. Yeah. Flip your boat over as quick as look at you. It's brilliant. Kev, no, Spike rather. No, they don't teleport you back to the port after you save and quit now. They save the location of your boat, regardless of where it is in the sea. But unfortunately, as TMTC will attest, it doesn't save your mission. So if you're in the middle of a delivery or bringing your fish back from a catch, done. Kills it straight off. So yeah, I think TMTC and I, and probably a lot of other YouTubers, are going to put a little bit of pressure on the devs to say you really need to do something about that, because that is a big problem. That is a big problem. Bugs that cause crashes and lose a lot of work are not a good sign. No, that definitely needs to be fixed. Right, little thing here. You see we got 2 lots of fish on here now. So this is cod and this is haddock, I want to say. Correct me if I'm wrong. So at the moment, because our line is still being laid, not that you can see it anymore, it used to give you a little chart of where you were laying it, but now it just does the start and finish. But at the moment, we are picking up lots of cod and haddock at the same time, so we're in a really good spot, which is cool. Absolutely right. NDA sometimes is as much a punishment for content. Yeah, it is. I got into a little bit of hot water. I let out some information that technically wasn't under the NDA. Like, they had an NDA sheet, and the information that I let out wasn't on that sheet, but they still asked me to take my video down. No-Doz Gaming? Was that? No-Doz Gaming, I think it says. Sorry if I got your name wrong. Hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. You're waiting for this to drop. I'm really excited and a little bit nervous to read the Steam reviews. So if you pick the game up, guys, please do leave an honest review on Steam. Even if you don't leave reviews, even if it's only one sentence long, just, you know, give Miss Games a bit of a thank you by just leaving a bit of a review there. Hello, Callum. You made it. You did. You did. And if you're lucky, you might actually see us catch some fish without the game crashing. My fingers are crossed. No guarantees here, guys. We're going to do our absolute best to catch some fish, take them back to shore and make some money, and show you how easily it's done. I've got one little tip for you, by the way. Well, okay, a couple of little tips. If you're going to go out and you're going to fish, take more than one long line, because obviously if you can do 2 long lines whilst you're out there, you're going to earn more money. But only lay 1 line at a time, and then fast travel, or skip time rather, not fast travel, because it tends not to crash the game. No guarantees of that though. No guarantees. How am I finding it so far? It's very much an early access title. Very much an early access title. This game is going to need at least 12 months before it's sort of a fully polished game. But how I'm finding it is that the foundation is absolutely superb. If they continue developing this, and I've said this so many times, sorry for repeating myself, but like SES have done with ETS2, if they really focus on the game and continue developing it over a long period of time, then this could be one of the best games ever made. It's genuinely got that good a foundation. Where can you find the Discord link? The link on Steam has expired. Ah, that's annoying. I don't know if TMTC is still in the chat, but any chance you could ping a Discord link in there? I can't really do it whilst I'm streaming. My PC won't take it. If not, Anarcho, I will post up... Oh, actually, Anarcho, if you go to my YouTube channel... Ah, TMTC is still here, cool. For Discord, if you could put a link in the Discord for Ships at Sea for Anacro, and anyone else who needs to go there, that would be cool. Permission to come aboard. Permission granted. Come aboard, make yourself at home, pull up a chair, make yourself a coffee. You're going to be here a long time. If you feel sick, just lean over the edge of the boat and all will be well. Pitsy, thank you very much for the follow. And welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you very much, TMTC. You're a legend. No-Doz Gaming 1. Hopefully they have mod support. Right. So, I uploaded a video. Oh, hang on. So you can see the end of our line has just dropped there. So that's how long 2,500 hooks are. Super long. Super ass long. So I'm just going to stop the boat there for a second. I uploaded a video, 5 things that I think the game is missing that I'd like to see. And one of those things is mod support. I think that's absolutely crucial for a long-term development game like this. At the moment, there is no mod support and no official confirmation that there's ever going to be mod support, but I think it's absolutely critical that they implement that. Just like Farm Sim and Microsoft Flight Simulator, blah, 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 blah. Enter your game here that has mod support. It does so much for the game. They might think that they're losing out by having mod support, but genuinely, I think we'll all agree, the modding community are just an amazing bunch of people, and it will do so much for the game. Keeps the game young, adds replayability, 100% Pitsy. So, you know, I have made that video, I've made that request of the devs. It's down to them to do it, but I think there's a good chance we might get mod support. It's not gonna happen overnight. They've got a lot of work to do, probably a lot more pressing stuff to deal with. But yeah, give it time. I think there's a really good chance. Really good chance. Right, now, I'm going to come round here, slow my boat down a little bit, and then press B for the binoculars. See if I can't see me flipping the end of my fishing line somewhere. I think, is that it? I think I see it over there. Yeah, I think that's it. Right, so that's with binoculars, and zoom is sort of half that amount. So binoculars, although not absolutely essential, I think it helps a little bit. Oh, actually, no, no, there it is. I see it, I see it, I see it. It wasn't over there at all. It was probably a rock or something. Good job I didn't head over there. There it is. So I'm just going to park up right near that. Turn the old engine off. And I think it's fair to say at this point that the fuel consumption is not working because we've used 0 fuel getting all the way out here. And normally I'd be about 50% through my fuel at this stage. So I'm going to say there's a bit of a bug and they'll probably fix that in the next couple of days. First, you have small boats, right? And the Hermes is coming. That's, yep, 𝙒𝙚𝙦𝙚𝙚, that's absolutely correct. The biggest boats in the game are around about 3 million and up. So it's going to take you a little while to earn that sort of cash. But I think game balancing is one of the things they need to work on, to be honest with you. There's a lot that needs to be done. An awful lot. Zoom feels like you're just squinting, whereas binoculars actually magnify. Yeah, I'd say that's accurate, actually. This is the first time I've used the zoom. I think it's a really great feature, especially when you're looking at the old sonar or whatever. That really, I love that. Occasionally, they do add some absolutely spectacular little updates. Like when you pull into a port, you can jump off the boat, and then you can pull the boat in closer to the dock, which, I mean, as a functional thing, it doesn't do anything really, but as an immersion thing, it's awesome. They do stuff like that quite a lot, so I like that. The green tinge on the horizon, yeah, anything to do with lighting and shading is going to be fixed later. They want to do that once and not lots of times. After 5 hours of use, you used about 2 mil of green. Really? Yeah, it's definitely broken, isn't it? I know more games who use right-click zoom, so you feel like it will be quite natural to you. Yeah, it's a great feature. It works really well. Really, really, really well. Right. So, guys, we've put the line down, 2,500 line. We put it down right in the middle of the cod and the haddock, which is good because that's what we're after. And then you click here on the clock, and it will allow you to rest. I'm going to rest for 14.4 hours. I don't know why it goes up in that amount of time, but anyway. So let's rest. Now, there's a real chance that when I click this button, we're going to end up in the middle of a storm. I hope it doesn't happen because I'm going to have a hell of a time getting back. But that is the risk you take, because at the moment there's no weather forecast or anything like that. Another thing that's going to be coming in time. So let's rest and hope for the best. And that rhymed. Ah, it's not too bad. Oh, a little bit bouncy, but not too bad. Right. So you'll notice that on the map it hasn't changed colour like it did in previous titles. So we don't know for sure that we've caught fish, but I think there's a pretty good chance. I'm just going to try and line myself up here a bit. It's a little bit more bouncy out here than it was earlier. It's not quite the mill pond we started with, is it? Crikey. Alright. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit more difficult to steer and see where I'm going, but not too bad. This is nothing like a storm. It's like a normal swell on a sunny afternoon. Now you need to get pretty close to this thing. Pull it in. It's not the easiest thing in the world. There she is. I think I've missed it. It's probably too far out, but we'll have a go. Yeah, look at that. Just a little bit too far away. Now, there's a chance that the waves are sort of coming this way. In this occasion, it's going to push us further away from the buoy rather than closer to it. But on some occasions, if the waves are going the right way, it'll actually pull you in and sort of do half the work for you. But I'm going to have to back up, try that again. So forgive me if I ignore you, chat, for a moment, because I just want to concentrate on getting this right. Or try. You can see how difficult it is to see. Now I've completely lost it. Now I've no idea where the bloody thing is. Now the boat physics are not what I would call realistic at the moment. They're better than they've ever been before, but they could definitely be improved now. That's still too far away. You can see how how much the waves affect my ability to steer and maneuver and so on and so forth. It's so much better than the previous two titles. Totally transforms the whole boating experience. It's a wonderful, wonderful experience. But I am going to have to pull this in rather quickly, otherwise we're going to have problems. Other kind of problems. I've left it out there for too long. Jesus Christ! It's so damn difficult today. I must have done this 100 times. I've never struggled this much. Even in bad weather, I don't struggle this much normally. The pressure of doing it live, you see, in front of people. Here we go. That's looking a little bit more saucy. Just a little bit more. Right, I think that's us. Look at that. Look at that. How did I travel that much extra distance in the 2 seconds it took me to get out of the flipping thing? Come here, you horrible little boy. I have to try and literally hit it. This is proving to be quite the challenge. I think maybe the waves are pushing me further away from the buoy than I was giving it credit. I'm going to literally drive straight into it and see if that helps. It says completely losing sight of the buoy. Come on, fingers crossed. Gotta be this time. Gotta be. Where's the bloody thing? You are joking me. I'm so close to it. Goodness me. Live performance issues? Not me, sir. Not me. It's just a good showcase of how good the waves are these days, that's all. Nothing to worry about. It's all going swimmingly. All going to plan. Bloody waves. I tell you what. Right, look at that. Come on. Come on. Come on. Way. I still can't get to it. That's a long Stitch 6 to 6. Thank you very much for the follow. thank you very much for the follow. I cannot believe how challenging this is today. This is unprecedented trouble I'm having. Right, let's try this again. Level 3, forward momentum, aim straight at the bloody thing. Get it to run down the side of the boat. Bomb, bomb, bomb. Please don't go under the boat. No, don't go under the boat, I said. Did it go under the boat? It went under the boat. Oh, God, where's it going to pop up? Right in front of me. Anyone, TMT, do you reckon you can just jump in and come and steer my boat for me, please? Because I can't do it on my own. I'm clearly incapable. Come on, that's right there. What the bananas? Hang on a minute. Now that is in range. I'm sure of it. I'm hoping we haven't got a bug here. Vanguard 68, thank you very much for the follow. I would think I'd be able to reach that. I'm getting a little bit nervous now that maybe we've got a bug. Let's work on the premise that it's still my fault. Not a bug, and I'll try and get closer. But I've never struggled like this. This is insane. Of course, when the time comes that multiplayer allows you to have more than one person on your boat, it's going to make this kind of thing a lot easier. You are joking. Come on, that's in range. What's going on here? No buoy found to haul. I must get closer. Such a flipping challenge. This may be a bug. Right, come on. Show your captaincy skills right now. That's as close as we've been, right? You sneaky little git. Goodness me. Yeah, it's not bugging, it's just the ocean being uncooperative. Welcome to fishing. There's a very good chance that that's what's going on here. But having done this like 100 odd times already, this is feeling a bit odd. I need to get like bang on it just to see if it is me or it's bug. I cannot get any closer than that, surely to God. It was me. Oh my God. That took how long? That's insane. Right now, this is hard for me. I really struggle with this bit, but some of these fish, I swear, you can't get them, even if you get them right in the mouth. And then I go and prove that to be wrong. It's just really challenging. See, I've missed that one. That's 2 I've missed. 3 I've missed. I really struggle with this. You can zoom in, which sometimes helps. It doesn't help that I don't really know where I'm supposed to be aiming. Look at that. I've missed so many. I've got 1 fish so far. It doesn't help that it's bouncing around like this either. Oh my God, we're not going to catch any fish at this rate. This is awful. Give me the fish! Damn it, you stupid game. Come here, come here. How did I not get that one? God, I got that one. I got 2 out of how many? 8, 9, 10, something like that. 3. All right, we're starting to look a bit more professional. Wow, I got 3 out of that whole lot. Oh, my word. Good morning, warrior. I see you've woken up in a good mood. Sorry about the adverts. You went outside view to do haul. Yeah, that's actually probably a good idea, TM. I should have maybe tried that. I'd never struggled that much before. That's really hard. It may just be because the waves have picked up and everything is bobbing about and it's making life more difficult for me. Maybe performance nerves. Who knows? Oh! For the first time ever, I've got my long line back. Normally the bucket disappears and you never see it again. So that's a nice feature. Theoretically then, you don't need to buy more than 2,500 line. You could just buy one and rebait it. Stuff like that. That's not been working for the last 3 weeks. And now, suddenly, they've added that feature. So there you go. That's the kind of thing you can expect. Lots of issues, but also lots of good stuff. Right. Let's turn around. Go back to shore and do this all over again. But hopefully this time without me looking like a complete imbecile. Or at least, you know, let's grab the line out of the water within 3 attempts or something. Let's at least look half professional instead of that absolute disaster. That was so funny and so stressful at the same time. I cannot tell you how stressful that was. I've done that like 100 times and never had that much trouble. Tips to 2, thank you for the follow. Oh dear, this is the kind of stuff you're gonna enjoy. This is brilliant, right? Just the fact that it's a challenge is fun, right? There's a reason to doing it. Goodness me. Right. How many messages did I miss? Loads. Vanguard, IRL, I'd get a gaff on it, but in this chop it would be risky as all get out. Yes. Agreed. Nope, drifted off. Could try third person. Yeah, see, I should have listened to you guys. I never actually play in third person. I never ever do this view. But on that particular occasion, I probably should have done that. Because I was really struggling. Really struggling. Try to drift into it, Vanguard. Unfortunately, the ocean was pushing me away from it rather than towards it. But drift does work in this game. So, in the correct... I mean, I could have gone round the other side, couldn't I? And been drifted in the other way. That's a valid point as well. See, I'm learning all the time. Learning all the time. It's good and hard work. It is good and hard work. Definitely. There's a challenge here. This is no longer easy peasy fishing. There's a bit more involved. What's the punishment for missing or bonus for hitting? So, I have a look in a second. But fundamentally, let's say you got 2,500 lines like we do today. So something in the region of 25 fish will come up. Now, if you grab them all, you'll get maximum haul. So you'll get the most amount of fish that you could possibly get. I missed loads. So we're probably going to get maybe 30% of a full haul off of that because I was so rubbish at pulling the fish in. But if I go to inventory and click on boat, you can see we've got 18 catfish, 106 cod, and so there's 106. Now it used to say whether it was small, medium or large cod, but we've got 106 small, medium or large cod and another 285 small, medium or large cod. So not a terrible haul, but it could have been an awful lot more. It could have been so much more. Spike's really good, actually. If you've seen Spike play, he seems to catch... Oh... He seems to catch a lot more fish than I do. I can't believe it, the game's crashed. Oh! This is early access. This is going to happen to you. And I didn't save. I didn't save after the fish collection. I should have saved after the fish collection to see what would happen. So if I go load game, and there's no auto save at the moment, by the way. So I think with this one, yeah, we're literally bosh at nothing. All the way back to the beginning. Ah! Oh, I was so hoping to at least get one load of fish in. Callum, girlfriend's calling, take care. Thank you very much for popping in, buddy. Apologies if I didn't see your comment a little bit earlier. Oh, do you know, I've never done that before. You can go third person over the shoulder. That's kind of groovy as well. I prefer that for you. Right, question is, are my fish hooks in there? So it's kept the fish hooks. So there's a chance then, if you go out fishing and you save whilst you're out there, you can reload at that point. I didn't do that. That's a mistake on my part. I should have done that. So unfortunately, that's regular saving is required. I think they need to get... There's two things that need to happen. One, it needs to save your... If you're doing a delivery, it needs to save your delivery, because that's not in the game at the moment. But also, I think the auto-save feature needs to be implemented. Because that is stressful. They've fixed it now, so for the last 3 weeks, if you saved your game and reloaded it, it would spawn back here no matter where you were on the map. But they fixed that now, so it should spawn me in the middle of the ocean right by the fish. So had I have saved it, I think we'd be up and running again now. But unfortunately it's crashed and I didn't. I'll happily go back out there though, guys, and we'll try again. But I'm a bit upset. Not for me, because I mean that's happened to me a lot in the last 3 weeks, so I'm kind of used to it now. But for you guys who wanted to see what it was like, I suppose the only benefit from that is there's a chance that I could... Oh, I'm going to hit that. Yeah, proper whack that. Oh, took 3 layers of damage there as well. Can I just show you something, guys? I'm going to smash the boat up deliberately so you can see what happens. So if you look at the damage in the bottom right hand corner, do you see how much damage I'm taking every time I hit the boat? Look at this. Every whack is really quite a nasty thwack. So we're down to 1 bit of damage now. So if I hit anything else, this boat will sink. And it will sink immediately. So we're just going to go straight across here and sink it so you can see what happens, okay? You had a mini update. I had a mini update just before I started, but I imagine there's going to be patches coming thick and fast. Thank you, Kev, the Sim Shack link. Right, we're going to hit the wall and we're going to sink the boat. I just want you all to see what happens when that happens. Unless it's changed. It may have changed in the last patch, but here we go. 3, 2, 1. Ah, it has changed. No, there it goes. It sunk. Did you see it? That sinks really quickly. I want them to improve that so that that doesn't happen. I want it to, when it takes damage, I want it to start sinking at a certain point. But, you know, a small bit of damage should make your boat sink very slowly. A massive bit of damage should make your boat sink quickly, but maybe not that quickly. That's a little bit too fast, I think. But I just wanted to show you that it is possible to sink your boat. And if I come into the shipyard, and we go, oh, terrible, I'll just get my boat back. You'll notice that we no longer have that boat. It's gone. Gone. No sink, yeah, no warning, sink straight away. So I think that could be improved. But I'm not going to complain too much because the boat actually sinks, and that's a good thing. I have got a video up where my boat capsizes and it's upside down. When it's upside down, if it's not taken any damage, and it doesn't when that happens, it doesn't sink. So there's quite a lot of improvement that needs to be done in that area, but I just wanted to show you whilst we're here and sort of just messing about, I suppose. There is in services insurance, 3 levels of insurance. You get 40% of the boat cost, 60% or 80% of the boat cost back. But we didn't have any insurance, so we just lose the boat. So just be aware of that. It doesn't take an awful lot of damage to sink your boat. And in rough weather, like we had whilst we were out there fishing, when you're trying to dock in waves that are like that, you can easily smash into the dock 3 or 4 times and lose 75% of your boat. It's really, really, really very difficult to get away with that, I have to say. Right. Yes, I'm going to load again. What was the towing insurance? Oh, so the towing insurance is great. Back in the last 3 weeks where fuel usage was much more, it seems to be broken today, I'm sure they're going to fix it, but when fuel usage was crazy, you would run out of fuel very quickly. And if you come in here and go to rescue services, you pay like 3,000 a month and you can get towed back to the nearest port 5 times for free. So that's anywhere on the map. Doesn't matter how far away you are, they'll tow you back to the nearest port. So if I catch the fish, in fact, I think so this is green. So we've bought this one, we own this. So I'll use that and I'll show you how we get back to port. Although last time I did that, it did crash. So just bear that in mind. A really good tip actually, using that towing thing. It's far more cost effective, and it means that you could literally go and fish at a location that you otherwise wouldn't be able to reach because you just haven't got enough fuel to do it. So it's very cost effective. You can make a lot of money. You was thinking your 200k one-way trip to abuse that and get home faster for free. Well, it's not free, it's 30 grand a year, but yeah. If you're earning like 200k going from A to B, but nothing when you're going back from B to A, then I would 100% use that. It is a hack, it is a steal, but it's also part of the game, so... You almost think it might be better to have no damage at the ports. Oh, I don't know about that. I'm all for the damage. I really like the damage. I'm glad the damage is there, and I want to keep it. I want it to be challenging. The thing is, if the weather's bad, you should maybe not go out in that weather. You should maybe wait until the weather is better, and that's realistic to fishing. I guess, you know, if you're the sort of player that doesn't want your boat to sink ever, then maybe, you know, they should introduce like a bunch of settings that says what can be turned on and what can be turned off, so that you can make it more realistic or less realistic based on, you know, what your personal desire is. And hopefully, given time, they'll do that. But no, personally, you know, I wasn't knocking the fact that your boat sinks. I think it's a great thing. And I'm glad it's there. I hope they keep it. I just think they could do more with it. I think other than a damage level, there should be like a water level. So in a boat, I don't know how knowledgeable you guys are, probably more knowledgeable than me about boats, but in any boats that you've got that goes to sea, you'll have a sump, and that's basically any water that gets into the boat gets chucked back out again so you don't sink. But if that breaks, then your boat is going to continue taking on water. It's just a nature of the game, if you will. And that's another feature they could add. They could add, you know, so there are mechanical breakdowns and the sump could break down. And if the sump breaks down, you're going to start taking on water even if your boat isn't damaged. And eventually, the amount of water that's on the boat is going to sink you lower and lower into the water, which means you're going to take on more water and eventually your boat will sink. So, hopefully, fingers crossed, that'll be a thing. But that's going to take a bit of time to get there. Yes. 3 Black Ats Music? 3 Black Cats Music? I think that's what that says. Hello, welcome to the stream. Educational 2, yes. Do you still lose your cargo when you get towed? Yeah, I think that's still a thing. I think that is still a thing. But you keep your fish. Milkshake, yeah, you hope the boat with the tyres on the side doesn't take as much damage because the tyres should take the hit. 100% agree with you. In the shipyard, that's another thing I'd like to see. I'd like to see us basically have a boat without any of the tyres on the side and then buy them individually and put them on. And the more we put on, the less damage we do in situations like that. That's what I'd like to see. These are all pipe dreams at the moment, but they're all possible. They could develop it to include that, and I think that would be a great addition. Vanguard, you've seen many perfectly good boats sink tied up at the dock because somebody forgot something. 100%. 100%. Sailing is not for the faint-hearted. The sea is not your friend. Let's say that. If it can sink your boat, it will. 50 minutes, says Pitsy. Right, see if I can get out there and catch some fish in 50 minutes. That's my challenge now. You can see yourself spending a good amount of time in this sim. I bet you can. Thunder 1969, thank you for the follow. The game will cost £25 or €25 or $25 dollars. And yeah, I think it's money well spent. Give it 2 years, it's going to be incredible. You don't see the link. Huh. You don't see the link either. Right, okay, let me see if I can find the link. This may crash the stream, so apologies if I suddenly disappear. And let's just hope that my boat doesn't end up crashed on the shore, because there's also that possibility. Okay, so far so good. And let's jump into Discord. And I'm guessing there. Right, let me try this, guys. Let me know if you can see this link.
I would.
Stray Pigeon, thank you for the follow. Hello and welcome to the stream. Hopefully you guys can see that one. So that's the link to the Discord. You can jump in there and there's like hundreds of people getting very excited about the release of Ships at Sea. Yeah, that's worked? Wonderful. Glad to hear it.
Cheers.
No problem at all. And for some unknown reason, text-to-speech has started working as well, which is always good when that decides to turn up. You were addicted to the show Deadliest Catch, even though a lot of it was scripted. Was it scripted? I didn't know that. But yeah, I used to love that show as well. I'm very much looking forward to all the crab fishing and the scallop fishing. and all that kind of stuff. The adverts got you. Sorry about that, TMTC. I apologise.
These days it's hard not to script a TV show.
Yeah, I mean, gone are the days where people could just sort of be themselves on telly. That's not a thing anymore, is it? Yep, everyone has to adhere to the narrative and whatnot.
All reality shows are scripted now.
Yeah, yeah. Probably for good reason. Some of those reality shows have been
Yet those days are gone.
a little bit naughty, let's say. A little bit naughty. Let's do a bit of external fishing, sailing. I've never really spent much time out here. I do like the way that the wave comes out the back of the boat and shifts off like that. That's quite a nice look. Trying to get you a good angle of it. There it is.
Honestly, with the time the guys on Dead List Catch spend on the water, it has to be scripted /. Editing asterisk.
Yeah, you're probably right there, Vanguard.
Yes, it's coming along nice, the graphics.
The reality is that on Deadliest Catch and shows like that, there's like, I mean, like us now, it's like half an hour for me to get out there. And then if I don't catch any fish, not much happens. Yeah, yeah, brilliant show. I love Deadliest Catch.
Oh, Talking Voice is back.
Yeah, it's back. It shows up every now and then. It's weird. I don't know why. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I couldn't tell you why. I seem to have no control over it whatsoever. I turn it on, it doesn't work. I forget that it's turned on, suddenly it starts working. What is that over there? Is that an upturned boat? Or is that just a rock? Oh, it is a rock. I thought it was a boat for a minute. That would have been interesting. So, yeah, multiplayer.
That's just ceiling.
That is the Discord link to Ships at Sea, yes. What link were you after, Anacro?
Injected boat LOLJ/K.
A nitrous injected boat. Actually, do you know what? They could do that. This isn't a game about fishing anymore. This is a game about boats that sail in the sea. So you could have that. You really genuinely could get a nitrous injected boat. In the previous games I saw sometimes upturned boats, so you're on about the AI boats. Yeah, that was terrible, wasn't it? They were all over the place, those things. I think AI boats are coming back into the game, and it is possible to flip your own boat, by the way. I've got a video up on that. Oh, he wants the Sim Shack Discord. Okay, let me do that. There we go. Sim Shack Discord. Pop in, say hi. We cover, well, if you see my channel, you know how many games we cover. We try and cover all the best realistic sim games, and we can do weekend races. Oh my god, that is such a good idea. Genuinely, that is such a good idea. I hadn't even considered that, but you're right.
Disted. Put your teeth in, man.
Distorted.
Here.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And they could do that in this game. This game, the foundation of this game makes that possible. And that's so exciting. We could have sailboats racing. We could have jet boats racing. We could have rowboats racing. I mean, how much fun would that be? That would be awesome. In fact, we could flip him, well, do half the Olympics, which is coming up soon. I mean, the possibilities are almost endless, to be fair. You can see how many times I've done this route. I don't even need a directional finder anymore. We'll put a little one down here though, just so I'm heading in the exact right location. First to sink loses. Well, yeah, I was going to say, there is multiplayer, and one of the cool things about multiplayer is that your boat can hit other people's boats. In a lot of games I've seen, sailing boats and play like Microsoft Flight Simulator, Sail Away, they make it so that you can't collide. But in this game it does exist, and it also does damage to your boat.
To see a logistics first-person game with trucks, ships, trains, and planes.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. I don't think it would be possible for them to develop this game to the point where you could do stuff on the ground as well. But it would be interesting if they could. Warrior, the game is out in, I think, 45 minutes. Very soon. Yes, you can completely lose your ship. If you haven't got insurance and you take too much damage, you can sink your ship in an instant, as I've just proven.
I think Microsoft wants to do that and use the MSFS 2020 world.
Yeah. No Dose Gaming, I think you're right. I put out a video a couple of weeks ago. 3 crazy predictions. 3 crazy predictions on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. And yeah, I think that's part of it. The game is out today, Tez, in about 45 minutes. There's a guy who put the engine from a Huey in his boat. Oh my god. Oh my god. That must have sounded incredible, and it must have gone like the flipping clappers. Oh man, I can't even imagine how much lift and power that would have got. Plus, the weight of the helicopter engine must have been quite a considerable factor. Spitfire boat, yeah, exactly. You're going away tomorrow for the weekend break. You have to take the laptop with you. You have to take your laptop with you.
Music DCS is working on having ground link doesn't work.
He had screw you money, yeah.
No props. See ya.
We'd all love to have screw you money. DCS is working on having ground combat with tanks and infantry. I think they've already got that in DCS, haven't they? They've got ground unit stuff. I'm sure I've seen something along those lines.
Cough on board.
The link doesn't work, or no channels or anything on that link. No probs, see ya. Oh, Necro, sorry about that. We'll have to speak to my SimShack engineer to figure out why that's not showing up. I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest Discord expert in the world. I'm not quite sure why that's not working. Akla, coffee on board. There is coffee over here. A little pack of coffee down here, but at the moment it doesn't do anything. I'm hoping very much that that gets incorporated in the game. One thing I would like to see is tiredness meter, hunger meter, water meter. I'd love to see all those 3 features in the game. That would be quite cool as well. It's going to be a full combat simulator, do you reckon? Yeah, maybe one day. Cool idea from Eagle D, yeah.
I'll stick with my Rockstars LOL.
I think that's a good idea.
My Discord.
GTA is pretty good for stuff like that. Your Discord verify link doesn't work.
Try this.
There's Warrior to the rescue. That looks a little bit more likely, doesn't it? I think I probably did it wrong. That looks like it. I see people popping in.
Is there cruise control on?
There we go. Straight Pigeon, there is an autopilot, which is like cruise control, but it's not been implemented yet. So it's going to be a feature. It's just not currently working. No Dose Gaming, welcome. Thank you for the join. Oh yeah, I can see you all popping in now. Thank you, Tez, for sorting that out. I don't know what I did wrong there, but thank you for fixing that. That link. Right. How long have we got? We're almost there. Let's turn the sonar on. The sonar is on. We should be getting fish any moment.
Might be your old original server.
It may be... No. It was definitely the current Sim Shack, but...
I'm big into simulation games.
Must have just done it wrong. No Dose Gaming. Yeah, I'm a massive Sim fan myself. What sort of Sim games are you playing of late? There's a lot of good Sim games out there at the moment. This one, for me, is not quite a simulator. Well, it's nowhere near a simulator, but I'd say it's a simcade, and it's got all the potential to become more simulation-esque in time. So I'm very hopeful that that's going to happen. My fingers are very firmly crossed for it. Right, what have we got here? Catfish, haddock, pollock, what did I tell you? Cod. All the way down the bottom, the furthest away. Always the same. The bloody cod are always the furthest away.
At 𝙒𝙚𝙤𝙢𝙚 autopilots exist, and there's some bigger ships, like wheel-draw ships or cable-laying ships, that even have dynamic position systems / thrusters.
Yes. That's another interesting thing.
I'm a FOMO addicted to steam trains, been playing Railroader, got almost 950 hours on it, and it came out about 5 months ago.
Oh, nice. Railroader's a cracking game. I've only played it for a couple of hours. I want to do a proper Let's Play on it, but I really haven't had the chance. But yeah, it looks like a really good game. I really like Railroader. And they've had loads of updates and stuff as well. Loads of patches and improvements, which is cool. But yeah, Vanguard, like the possibility of adding different types of ship in this game is extraordinary. I wouldn't rule out cargo ships at some point. If they can expand on the maps, then we could have a lot of really exciting stuff coming in. The new update is amazing with the new chuffs and wear and tear. Nice.
My new love is SimRail.
SimRail. I love SimRail as well. SimRail, I think, is going to blow Train Sim World out of the water eventually. If they keep going the way they're going, the game's going to be absolutely incredible. Solder Gaming. Thank you for the follow. Solder, I'm pretty sure you're one of the test streamers, aren't you? I'm sure I saw you in Discord. Hello, welcome to the stream.
Yes.
Yes, I thought you were. How are you finding the game, Solder? Are you enjoying it? On the most part, except for the crashes.
To be a nice American Mac coming to SimRail.
Oh, an American map to SimRail. That would be nice. I'd like to see that, definitely. Akla, yeah, there's no... Let me just be clear. There's no confirmation that cargo ships are coming, but there's nothing stopping the game from having cargo ships. It is a possibility in time. I'm talking a year from now, maybe 2 years from now. The potential to have cargo ships, I think, is definitely a possibility. You're enjoying it? Fantastic. Glad to hear that. Yeah. Hopefully so, Warrior. I don't want Train Sim World to be destroyed. I just want it to be better. No Dose Gaming. Well, I made a video many years ago about Dovetail Games, and the previous owner, who's just sold the company, used to work for EA. So he has copied EA's business model, like The Sims, for example, where you have a core game and then you put DLC after DLC after DLC after DLC. Except EA, of course, have done that much better than Dovetail Games have.
Makes sense, LOL.
Yeah. He definitely picked up their desire to earn money over quality of product. Well, I say that. Sims is actually a very good game, but my God, is it expensive. Oh my God, it's so expensive. If you start buying the DLC for Sims, you're looking at thousands of pounds for that game, and that's just mental. Absolutely mental. There's no way that game is worth thousands of pounds. But, you know, EA like their money. That's what their drive is. It's about making more money, not better games, which is a shame.
Greedy, money-grabbing faces.
Well, I think it would be a shame if we lost them. I think it would be nice if they got a kick up the arse and did better. But yeah, actually, yeah, I think DLCs for this game are key to making it a long-term development prospect. I think if they do that, then the game's going to be amazing. And if they add modding support as well, I think, wow. I get a little bit dizzy-headed and overexcited when I think about what this game could become in a couple of years' time. But, you know, I have to sort of rein myself in and remember that they're a very small dev team. And even if they can achieve all of these things that I'm saying, it's going to take them a long time. But, I mean, ETS2 is one of the most popular games in the world, and that's, what, nearly 20 years old or something? So, you know, if you're going to be able to bring out DLC content that people want to buy,
how much time till the fishing spot?
It's going to make a lot of money.
20 minutes.
How much time to the fishing spot? We're almost on it, look. The catfish are there, the haddock are there, the pollock are there, the cod are being an absolute pain in the ass. They always are.
From dock to spot, I mean. ETS2 came out in like 2012.
Let's just save the game right here, just in case. ETS2 came out in 2012. Okay, so 12 years old. That's a bit exaggerated a bit there, but still 10 years worth of development and still very popular today, which is also. From dock to spot, you mean? Okay, so there are a few different docks. So there's a harbour here, there's a harbour up here, there's another harbour all the way up here somewhere. I think it's in there, Vearoy. And there's one down the bottom here at 𝙒𝙚𝙚𝙚𝙚. There may be one here as well, I can't remember. But from here down to here, with the default ship, you're looking at about 45 minutes to an hour. If you upgrade the propeller, which makes your boat go faster, then you're looking at about half an hour from here to here. So yeah, I mean it's a proper trek out there.
It's like 46 kilometers.
It is 40. I've forgotten now. We did figure this out earlier on. I think it's 42 kilometers squared. 42 kilometers squared, I think is what it is. 44 kilometers squared. 46 kilometers squared. You could be right, actually, thinking about it. I think it is 46 kilometers squared, yeah. It's huge. And I believe it's 1-to-1 scale as well, which is awesome. Right, come on, fishies. Whilst we're travelling along, I should prep this up real quick. Get it ready to go. So as soon as we see fish, we can drop it. Tips to 2. No, at the moment there's no fast travel in the game at all. There's not even any autopilot, but I suspect it's going to come at some point. Yeah, I like the Realism 2 Black Cat.
Also appreciate winking smiley. What bait do you
No Dose Gaming, yeah, I could see some cool DLCs in the future too. Yeah. What bait do I use, or do you target specific fish? TM, so what I like to do, I like to catch cod and haddock. Cod really like shrimp, so I tend to fish with shrimp. But you've only got 1 month of cod from the start of the game before you can't fish them anymore, so that's why I go for cod, because you've only got 1 month to fish them, and they bring in a lot of money. If you catch big cod, if you catch a large cod, they're like 1,000 each, and then the medium-sized ones are like 500, and the small ones are like 250. So they make some really good cash if you can catch them. And yes, different baits are best for catching different fish, but no matter what bait you use, you'll always catch a variety of fish.
I want to do some crabbing.
Crabbing, that's going to be coming to the game. I can almost guarantee that. But it's not in the game at the moment. I used to like crabbing on Fishing North Atlantic, actually. Other than the bugs, it was pretty good. You will see a big cargo ship. Do you know what? I think one day we're going to see big cargo ships, or maybe not the massive ones to start with, but you know, a smaller cargo ship. But yeah, I think it's possible. Some days we don't have all the time in the world to play. Absolutely, yeah, this is true. This is true. It will be added to the game. It's just not a feature at the moment, I think. Is your favourite thing in Barents Sea? It's probably mine as well, if I'm being honest. Not that I was particularly good at it. I found it really difficult to find the bloody crabs. But I enjoy the challenge, so I don't mind losing out. Look at the cod! The cod have absolutely disappeared off the bottom of the map nearly. I'm going to drop a line and head sort of towards the cod and hope that they swim back up this way. But it's a real gamble. I might get nothing at all. 20 minutes till release. Alright, let's try and get some fish in here. Still nothing on the sonar. I keep calling it radar. It's not radar, it's sonar. I'm frustrated by that. We're right by the catfish. Not that I want to catch any catfish, but I do want to catch some bloody fish today. Let's do another save whilst we're here. Save game 1. Let's put it on save game 2. If I can give you one tip, guys, save often, save regularly, and save multiple saves. Just in case. That's how unstable the game is at the moment. Just to give yourself a chance. Is it just me, or does this ship sound the same as the Borg boat? Ah, the little granddad's boat. It certainly has that putt-putt sound, doesn't it? Now you mention it, yeah, I think you're right. It does sound exactly like that. More can be done with the audio. I'm not going to deny it. The horn. Yes, I forgot about the horn. You ready? Impressive, right?
I'm hoping we can have more players in game in the future.
More, as in more multiplayer players. Yeah, that'd be cool, I suppose. 4's not too bad. 8 would be nice. That would be cool. 8's a good number. It would be fantastic if we could have it like Microsoft Flight Simulator. You've got hundreds of people just milling about doing stuff. That would be excellent. Especially if collisions were on and damage was on and so on. That would be quite fun.
Yes.
The horn is good. I don't suppose you've heard the horn on the delivery boat. It's awful. Oh, TMT.
Like server support.
Microprose B17 multiplayer version is... That's a game I've been hoping to play since I was 12 years old. I'm so excited for it. I am so excited for that. I really am. And what a fantastic job Microprose are doing. They've come back into the arena from nowhere and they're just delivering really, really excellent games one after another. There's been a couple of maybe not so good ones, but it's like 95% really good games. I'm so glad to have Microprose back. They are such a good company. I love them so much. It's crazy. It's crazy, but it's true. But I'm not being funny. Where are the bloody fish? We're literally on top of them here. And I still can't see any fish. This is madness.
I grew up on Carrier Command.
Carrier Command! I tried to play that in the original release. Really struggled. TMT, that game's really good in multiplayer. If you've got the game, I'm willing to take some lessons from you, because that game confuses the hell out of me. Your first flight sim was Microprose F15 on the ZX Spectrum. Brilliant. And I bet you've got super fond memories of that, right? Do you remember the manuals they used to release for their games? They were like proper thick 200-page manuals. Oh, delightful. I've actually got Microprose B17 in here. Oh, I can't get to it.
At TMTC1, have you seen the game Nuclear Option?
Nuclear Option? I haven't seen that.
I have not.
That's something for me to check out as well. Right, come on, fish. There's the haddock, there's the pollock. Where the hell are the cod going? Scared the cod off. It's going to be a problem. We're not going to make as much money as we could do if the cod are not in range.
Nuclear Option. At TMTC1, it's multiplayer air combat, pretty fun.
Nuclear Option. I'm going to have to check that out. Right, we finally got fish, guys. Let's drop this off the back. Let's hope getting the flipping thing back in is not like it was last time, because that was absolutely catastrophic. And if we're lucky, the cod will swim around and come back up this way and into our line, but we'll have to wait and see. Air and ground. One has saved the game multiple times. One has learnt from one's mistake earlier, and one is interested to see whether or not we can recover. I'm wondering if I put the line in the water and save it and reload, whether it will still be in the water or whether it will just disappear. Because that's the kind of thing we're dealing with at the moment in early access. There's no guarantee that what was on your boat will still be on your boat after a save, so it's all a bit of a gamble at this stage of the game. 6 months from now, all of these problems will be fixed, but right now, that is the game we're playing. Oh, look at this. We've got 2 lots of fish on. So we've got haddock and, I think, pollock. Yeah. But the cod is still miles away. If you save now mid-drop, let's try that. Let's put it on save game 3. So I've got one before I left the port, one before I dropped the line, and now I've got one in the middle of dropping the line. So we can test all this out. When we go back to shore, we'll load each one up and we'll see what state it's in. I'll do one after as well, and we'll see what happens. It was only one crash. 𝙒𝙚𝙚𝙚, I've probably spent about 6 hours fishing, and each one of those 6 hours fishing has crashed on me, and only twice have I actually managed to get all my fish back and earn a profit. That being said, I did earn nearly 400,000.
Access very good.
Early access very good. I've got to say, this is one of the most early access games I think I've ever seen. And normally, and I'm trying to choose my words very carefully, normally that would be a bad thing, but in this case, because they're trying to do so much, and so much has changed since the last game, I feel like it's okay. I feel like it's an excellent foundation on which they could build the most amazing game. But it is very early access, and I know people are going to be very grumpy when they go fishing for an hour and the game crashes and they lose everything. Pugs, it's released! 10% off! Ah, there you go. Hey, listen, don't hang around watching me, guys. If the game is released and you're thinking of buying it, go ahead, grab the game, get it installed. I'm still going to be here for a while. So, yeah, don't feel like don't feel like you need to entertain me by any means. I'm very excited and happy for you to go and grab the game.
Grumpy MSFS Peleus after 4 years laughing smiley.
Yeah.
Now having fun.
Brilliant. It looks like it's up, guys. Everyone buy the game if you're going to buy it today. Remember, I've tried to be as honest as possible with you. You are going to experience game-breaking bugs. You are going to find stuff that's not working properly. But give it time. This game is going to be really, really good.
Save often.
Save often, absolutely. That is tip number 1. Save often. In fact, I've just realised...
But go ahead and have fun, guys.
Yeah. I made a couple of tutorials, like beginner's guides and stuff. Oh no, look, we're going to run out of fish. We're away from all the fish. This is horrible news. This is not going to be a good yield. Yeah, I made some sort of beginner tutorials. One thing I forgot to say was save your game often. I should have said that. That should have been the first thing I said. That's the biggest, best tip for the game in its current state. Save often. Although, to be fair, when I made those videos, the game, if you saved the game back then and reloaded it, you would always start back in Rosk, the main harbour, no matter where you were on the map. It's only recorded your position since the last patch, so I'll give myself a bit of a break there. When I made those videos, there was no point in saving it because it wouldn't have saved you. Terry Gilbert, hello. You've bought it and you're waiting for it to download. Fantastic. Well, I'm going to be here for a little bit longer. I'm going to get these fish in. We can see how much money we can make. Or not, seeing as the cod are so far away. You can see on the sonar we've got no fish. And it's interesting, actually, because this has never happened to me. I normally get a really good amount of fish on the sonar. So this will be an interesting experiment for me to see what happens when there are no fish. Do you literally get nothing? I have had one instance where one of the hooks didn't have a fish on it. So I'm wondering if we're going to get a lot of hooks with no fish on. Maybe that's how it will work. You're heading upstairs to put me on a real TV. Oh, heaven forbid. Heaven forbid, TM. I might have to turn my hat round. Look a bit more official somewhat. Oh god, that coffee's gone cold.
The stream, it will download faster.
Hugs, if that helps you download it faster, buddy, you go right ahead and do that. Don't worry about me. I am literally here to showcase the game to you and get you excited and help you out if you need any help. So use and abuse me as you see fit, sir. I'm very keen for you to go and get the game, so please don't feel obliged to hang about and keep me entertained. You go ahead and grab the game and download it by all means.
Just bought it and it's downloading.
Fantastic. I'm glad so many of you buying the game. That's really making me happy because, you know it's early access, you know there are problems. I've made that clear to you and you're still keen to get it, and that's really good news. Okay, I wasn't sure how you guys would take it. Folks, thank you so much for being in the stream. If you need anything from me, be sure to hit me up on YouTube or Discord or Twitch, wherever, and I'll be as helpful as I can. Absolutely, you can be part of the development. Please voice your ideas to the devs on Discord. They are listening and they will try and implement as much as they can. You can really shape this game, you really can. Oh look, guys, we've just picked up the cod. That's awesome. See how much further away from the cod we are than the haddock and the pollock. We might get lucky here. We might get a decent amount of fish after all. That's a lucky little turn of events there. That's worked out rather nicely. You know, having had 4 hours sleep, I do feel a little bit like I'm tipsy right now. I think officially it's illegal to be in charge of a boat whilst you're drunk. Not 100% sure if that's true. In fact, I'm 100% sure that there are many captains out there under the influence of alcohol, sailing around, having a lovely time. Probably those types that have kind of money that we can only dream of. You already missed Miss George from Barents Sea. He rocks online hauling. Miss George from Barents Sea. I don't remember Miss George. Your memory is far better than mine. Hang on a minute, you said Miss George and he rocks online hauling. That's confusing. Right, our line is down, guys. Our line is down. I'm going to save. I'm going to put that in save number 4. I'm overwriting all my previous game saves. It's so upsetting. Had hundreds of thousands. Oh, George is the best crew member and he's a man. Now I know who you're talking about. Now I remember. Right, where is this bloody thing? There it is. Right, let's hope that the weather is a little more accommodating this time. Engine off. Actually, let's save it now. Let's save it again. Never have too many saves. We'll click on the clock. And we'll rest for 14.8 hours. That's a good amount of time. Let's hope the weather's not too bad. Oh, it's a little bit bouncy again, look. In fact, I can hear the wind this time. This could be tricky. All right. Put my captaincy skills to the test. Let's try and line this up. Already I'm way off course. Look at that. Oh, these are massive waves. Oh, no. I can't even see the boy. Oh, my word. Oh, my gosh. There's no way I'm going to get on this. Oh, maybe. The waves are kind of helping me almost. No. Oh, flipping Nora. Let's try it. Oh, so close. Here we go again, boys. Here we go again. Catch the boy. This is even harder than the first time. These are proper nasty little waves. And again, they are little waves. These are not big waves. The big waves are... I don't think I could even do it with the big waves. It would just be too hard.
One-man crew is hard.
It really is. Very, very tricky. Oh, let's try that external camera thing. I never do it this way because it's kind of cheating, but I think it's going to be easier, isn't it? Let's do it for this occasion. I really just want to catch some fish and take them back to port so you can see what's going on. I'll just do the one line today.
Found you on YT on main TV now.
You found me on YouTube on main TV now. Hello! Oh, my camera's not on, but hello anyway. Oh no, the wave just took me totally to the left. You absolute screwball. What a horrible wave that was. That totally ruined my approach. But this is what we wanted. This is what we asked for. Proper waves. And that is what we've got. And that is probably the best feature in the game, I'm going to say. I wonder if you can pull it in whilst you're in this view. Oh, come on, I'm right on it. Yeah, got it. Right, relax. Be the fish. Be the fish. Oh man, that's so hard. The waves make it damn near impossible. That's 2 I've missed. Oh man.
Note, Hell Let Loose is a solid game. I find myself regularly swearing at it.
Hell Let Loose is an incredible game. No, I missed that one as well. It's so hard in the waves. So damn hard. I'm no good at catching these fish. I really am terrible. Actually, I thought I got that one. That looked like I hit it in my head. It's just a little fish, but I just can't.
I'm level 14 on it now.
Just can't get the bloody things. Unbelievable. I'm missing so many. It's got to be a bug, right? I mean, what the hell's going on here? Got one at last. I think I only caught 2 fish this time.
The sea is rough.
The sea is very rough. Right. Look at this. Oh man, this is what I'm working with.
That was a shark, not a fish.
That was a shark, not a fish. I mean, this is not bad weather by any means at all, but in a little boat like this,
Scott, where is it?
it definitely makes it. Yeah, it is tricky. I do struggle with that. Look at this big wave here, look. Wow. Right, so I'm going to save the game in game slot 5. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in to the boat. I'm going to press number 1. Oh, that doesn't work. I'll press this and click the handheld radio. Now that's interesting. That's interesting. So it's telling me that I don't have insurance, but I'm pretty sure we checked this before I left and we did have insurance, right? So maybe that's a bug. I'm not entirely sure, but anyway, we've got just enough money to pay to be towed back to shore. We're going to test a few things here. We're going to test whether or not the game crashes when I do it, because that's happened before. We're going to test whether or not I've actually got the insurance, because it's telling me I don't, but I think I do. And we'll also test whether or not we still have the fish that are on board when we do it this way. So there's a few little tests going to happen when we do this. I just want to go to the inventory, look at the boat. So we've got hardly any fish this time. We've got 44 cod and 278 little cod, I imagine that is. Actually, that makes sense because there's 278 of them. There's only a little bit over 1.5 tons. So these must be large cod and these are small cod. So this is not a good catch at all. I did very bad at hauling the fish in. But anyway, it is tricky and that's part of the fun. If it was too easy, I'd complain that it was too easy. So inventory, handheld radio, use 22,000. Please don't crash. Right, we've made it back to shore. We're in Rost. Boat is all tied up. And the game's crashed. Ah! The game just totally crashed. Did that kill the stream as well? Right, well here's a good test then. It did do that to me the other day when I tried doing that. Okay, and there's an update. Okay, there's an update coming through, so that's another patch.
More adverts.
Berserker Ace, thank you for the follow. Right, so now we're going to test and see what happens when we load the game back up. We made 4 or 5 different saves there, so we can test them all and see which ones work and which ones don't work. Load game.
One stream is still up.
One stream is still up. Okay, good. I think there was a temporary glitch there. It looked like it did kill the stream momentarily, but it looks like it's all right now. So, save game 5. More regular than the 307 bus, yeah. Right, so this was just after I had pulled the fish in, I think. Let's look and see if we have any fish. We still have the fish, we still have the lines. Let's try it again. So we go inventory, handheld radio, use, accept. See what happens. It seems to be when it's loading, it's crashed again. So it may be that I can't use that technique to get back to shore anymore. It might not be able to do it.
Actually, an ability to add a save game name would be nice.
Yes, that is a very much a feature I'd like to see as well. Because it's all well and good whilst you're in the moment, you can remember which one's which, but when you come back tomorrow, there's a very good chance you're going to forget. All right. So guys, bearing in mind that the game is out, and this is looking like it's just going to crash constantly. It's going to take me half an hour to get back to shore. I'm going to give it one last try and see if I can actually get back. What happened is that we tried to go back to shore using the call for help tow, and every time I click on this button it crashes. So this is attempt number 3. It used to work fine, but it oh this is looking promising.
Oh, okay, thanks.
I won't get out the boat straight away. I'm just going to let the game just have a couple of seconds to settle down. You can see that the weather's quite heavy. There you go, we've left the fish habitat. So the game's kind of catching up with itself. That's what it looks like it's doing. I think it's probably going to be all right now. Let's go outside. That looks fine. Okay, so if I jump up out of the seat, get on the dock, if I can. Right, okay, I think we're in luck. Right, first things first, let's just go and see if I do have insurance. Because if I do... Black Cat, VR apparently is coming to this game. Or it's on the cards. They're thinking about it, they want to implement it. That would be incredible if they bring VR to this game. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I heard a rumour. Right, services. There you go. See, look, there is a bug. So we have that service purchased, as you can see by the green icon here, but it still charged us. So that's a bug. I'll have to report that back to the devs. That's a new bug. That wasn't there before. It used to work. Your back leaving made no difference. You've missed all the fun bugs. We've crashed twice or 3 times. I forget now. It's happened so many times. But we're about to come in and see how much money I made off one single 2,500 line. Bearing in mind that I think I only pulled in 2 of the fish out of the 15 or whatever was on offer. So I did a terrible job. I'm hoping we make about, let's see, what do I think we're going to make here? If I made 400 grand off 3 lines, that was about 1.5. This is probably about 50% of that. I'm hoping somewhere between 50 and 75,000. 50,000 maybe, because it wasn't a very good haul. Let's see what happens. 73,933. That's not too bad. It's not too bad for just one line, 2,500 line.
Sea to dock is going to be tricky.
Yes, Black Cat. That is something that the devs and I have discussed. The transition from open sea to dock is going to be tricky. They need to have a transition system there, and I'm not quite sure how they're going to do it. I'm not quite sure. Hey, Sensational TKO. How you doing, my friend? Long time no see. Hope you're well. So yeah, that's not bad. I mean, if I'd have hooked every single fish that was on that line, we'd probably have about 150,000, I reckon, or 100,000 at least.
Could be like on Barents.
Could be like on Barents in what sense? Barents Sea, when it first came out, had a lovely tidal system implemented. If they could pull that off, that would be brilliant. But it's just that transition, isn't it? It's difficult to... I don't know how they're going to do it. I really don't know how they're going to do it.
Open sea with the trawling ships.
Ah, switching from open sea with the trawling ships. Yeah, I think they want to get away from that. I think they want it to be more of a realistic transition. I mean, I can think of, bearing in mind, I do a bit of game development, not like professionally or whatever. I'm a indie developer, I suppose you could call me, but I've never released a game. But I can think of a few different ways that they could do it.
If they do it realistic.
I can think of a few different ways they could do it, but how well that would work, I don't know. I'm sure they'll come up with a solution. I'm sure they will. They're nothing if not, you know, good at coming up with brilliant ideas. Some of the stuff they've done has really impressed me, so
yes,
I'm keen to see what they come up with, to be honest with you. I'm sure their ideas are going to be better than mine. It's not an easy thing. It really isn't. And although I have a few ideas, none of them are absolutely definitively going to work. So it could be a tricky old situation. Listen, guys, the game is out. I've uploaded loads and loads and loads and loads of gameplay footage. So, and a bunch of tutorials on YouTube and whatnot. I am going to be back. I'm going to be doing a bit of streaming later on. But I think now is the perfect time for me to bow out, let you get your games installed, and let you have some time in the game yourselves. I hope you enjoy it as much as I have. And, PS5, no confirmation on when that's coming out. It's going to be a while yet, Cray. I think you can understand why. The game's very much early access at the moment. It's certainly not stable enough to be transported to console. I imagine if it were converted to console right now, the transition would be awful. It would probably be more unstable than it is on PC. So I don't know when it's coming out on console, but it is planned to come out on console. It may not be, you know, for another few months, maybe a year. I really can't put a time on it. I wish I could. But just watch this space. This game's going to evolve consistently, and I think it's just going to get better and better and better. It might be one of those 2 steps forwards, 1 step back situations, but I think over time it's gonna settle down, and then it's going to be incredible. I'm very excited about the potential for this game. I really am. Hopefully you guys are too. I'm not going to save the game here because it was always my intention to drop 2 lines. No, it's not one-to-one time. It's, if you look in the top right-hand corner, you can see it's got a clock there. So it's 6:37, and every sort of 10 seconds it jumps a minute. You can't change that at the moment. That's fixed. Whether they change that in time, I don't know. But yeah.
Right.
It's a good game. The potential for an excellent game is right here. I'm so keen to read Steam reviews. I'm hoping they're good and positive, but you know, you can never tell. You can never tell. Guys, I'm going to bow out. Thank you so much for everyone dropping in. I hope I've been at least entertaining, if not informative. And he is getting absolutely smashed to bits, isn't he? I will be streaming later on this evening. So after you've had a good day of it, maybe you want to come and join us, and we'll pick up from where we left off. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the game as much as I have. Karamu781, thank you for the follow. And thank you for everyone who's subbed and commented and shared and dropped some coins and stuff. It's been awesome. So grateful to the devs and for all of you for coming along today. But I'm going to go and have a proper coffee, maybe a bit more of a kip, and I'll be back later on. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves. Have fun. Goodbye for now.